The recent disease that has come over at Eluru town in Andhra Pradesh, the causes of which are yet to be determined by the experts, is an early warning system, not just for the rest of the country, for the whole of the world as well. This is the result of a cumulative lapses at the regulatory level, as well as a very weak regulatory system that is prevalent in the country as on date. It could have been caused by pollution in the air or in the water. Both are a possibility, and especially this particular area between Krishna and West Godavari district, Eluru, Vijayawada, Machilipatnam and all that, is an area which is known for intensive agriculture. This intensive agriculture, which was there right from the days of the Green Revolution in the 60s, further is aggravated or by intensive pisciculture as well, which requires a lot of chemicals use, and then all those are drained into the local canals, polluting the water in this area. And this could be the main reason for this particular disease, which is now showing its symptoms in Eluru. So, if it is Eluru today, tomorrow it can be Vijayawada, Machilipatnam or any other place. It all started in the 60s with our Green Revolution, where we went in for the high yielding varieties and protect them. We started using a lot of fertilizers as well as pesticides to protect them at a large scale. And these pesticides are used very indiscriminately, second, without any proper regulatory mechanism, resulting in them seeping into normal life, and all of us accumulating a lot of pesticide residues. In fact, in the 60s, when DDT was first introduced and it was being used in a lot of rural areas, when it was sprayed in the houses, the lizards which were there in the houses eating some insects and all that just fell down just like that. At that time itself, some people were remarking, I mean, if the lizards can die like that because of this, what effect it will have on the human beings. And it's only a matter of time before we realized that DDT is harmful to human beings and banned it. After it is banned, a lot of other substitutes have come and a lot of other research, but still most of these chemicals which are used in the pesticides are harmful to the human beings and to the overall natural environment, because they are basically meant to kill the insects and others which fall on the crops and destroy them. And in the process, in terms of the taste and the preferences of the consumers also, a lot of things have undergone change. In the 60s, it was not unusual to see when you buy a brinjal from the market, a lot of them with some insects inside them, and it was normal, nobody really bothered about it. The grandma and others just took them, cut the pot away and then made a curry out of the remaining portion. But today, people want, when they think what is fresh is one which is not infested with pests at all. So, to cater to this preference of the consumers, the producers are using the pesticides indiscriminately and just after use immediately transporting it and selling it to the consumer, because that's the only way the crop can reach you without any pest on it. So, this type of and earlier when you buy rice or wheat, a certain amount of infestation by insects was normal. At home they used to ensure that it is properly segregated and then only cooking was done. Today we don't have that much of a time. So, all those are also sprayed with a lot of these insecticides and then only supplied to you till the last point of delivery to you, which means when you buy them, they are fully sprayed with a lot of these insecticides and pesticides. And with that type of a situation, these type of occurrences are going to recur not just in Eluru, across the country, and across a lot of other countries where the regulatory mechanism is very weak and people are able to use harmful pesticides and get away with it. So this needs a two-pronged approach. One, strengthening of the regulatory mechanism so that this type of spraying of insecticides indiscriminately is not done. Second, a change in the consumer preference by proper education so that we also don't look for something which is not even infested by anything, which can only be done by spraying of the pesticides, especially things like pisciculture where intensive activity is done, where a lot of chemicals are used, they are being let out into the canals, and again that water is coming back into the drinking water system. And then the urban infrastructure as it is cracking. In fact, for a city of the size of Eluru, which I am sure has about a population of 5 to 6 lakhs, doesn't have an underground drainage system till today. And that's not just Eluru, most of these cities don't have. With that type of a creaking urban infrastructure, high use of pesticides, and then location of chemical plants. Around Hyderabad, where the pharma industry has grown by leaps and bounds, it has grown at the cost of the health of the local population, and the underground water in those areas where these industries are located has become highly polluted, not just not drinkable, not usable. So is this the price that we pay for a development, and whether this type of a development is really required, or is it going to be helpful to the people of the country as well as for the world? I mean, because these problems are not just problems confined to Andhra Pradesh or for India, but for the whole of the world or the third world, where regulation is a major issue and people can do these things, indulge in activities which in a more developed Western country, the regulatory systems will not permit it to happen. So I think it's time to take this up as a wake-up call and reorient our preferences as well as strengthen the regulatory system and put the required curbs and make these pollution control boards strong to question these industries so that effluents are discharged only after a proper treatment. Otherwise, the development is at the cost of our own health. Thank you.
For more updates, like, comment, subscribe to our channel. Hey darlings, గంటని click చేయడం మర్చిపోకండి.